back to my channel. I hate long intros, so we're going to get right into it. I applied to be a pattern tester for Ant Art Co. for circular knitting machine patterns. I will leave her link in the description. I do okay on my own when I make things with the circular knitting machine, but I do love the creativity that other people have with the knitting machine. So in applying to be a pattern tester, I had to do a test pattern, which was this little doll. Basically, the test was to see if you, the applicant, could find typos, any mistakes, or had any input on the pattern to help the pattern maker make the pattern better. I had a bunch of opinions, as I usually do, and offered my thoughts and let her know about a typo and some things that I thought would be helpful for other people who buy the pattern, such as beginners. I wanted to put my own spin on the dolls because it's just too cute. I wanted to make them in my own style and have something else to bring to the table for testing, and this was my first official pattern test. So first, I made the tubes for the bodies. There are a few color changes in this one since it all has shoes, pants, a shirt, head, and hair, and then you have to repeat that for the other side since patterns on the circular knitting machine need to be doubled up, otherwise when you stuff them you'll be able to see gaps between the stitches. For the first doll, I went with blue jeans and a pastel rainbow shirt outfit. I eventually decided on pastel pink hair, but I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. The pattern has a few options, but I wanted to do something different. I added some duplicate stitches to the back of the head to give the doll the hairline that I wanted so it wasn't like a bad bowl cut. If you didn't know what duplicate stitches are, you will now. A duplicate stitch is a technique, usually in knitting, where you basically embroider a new knit stitch on top of an existing stitch. You can use it to add color or design onto your work. I don't hand knit, so I am not sure how hard color changes are in hand knitting, but in crochet I can tell you that I don't really love it so much, and duplicate stitches are significantly easier. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in a tutorial on duplicate stitches, and I'll add that to the list of videos to make. It's not super hard once you figure out what you're doing, and after that it's just a matter of practice. I will probably add some projects that have duplicate stitches to my list of things to make soon so I can get more practice in. It's definitely a technique that I would like to master. So, I took some inspiration from, well, me, I guess, for the hair. I never really know what to do with my hair, so sometimes I just throw it into a sock bun and I call it good. Last year at Planet FunkCon, I cosplayed as Jean Belcher from Bob's Burgers and I crocheted my own burger suit and I put my hair into a sock bun with a little pickle barrette that I made. So I thought for this pink haired doll, a little bun would be really cute and instead of a pickle, she could have a bow. I went back and forth with whether or not I was going to name these dolls. I don't normally name anything because then I want to keep it, and I normally just put stuff like this up in my Etsy shop. However, I decided these two were special because it was my first official pattern test, and I didn't want to sell them. So this is Millie Macaron. Alright, back to Millie's hair. I just crocheted a little ball, and I made a tiny bow. I sewed that together and stuffed the ball and sewed that onto the top of the head for a little bun. I did add a tiny row of mint green, so there is a little ribbon or band around the bun. I thought about doing a big ponytail for the hair, but I really like the bun and that little mint green bow, so Millie is almost done. She just needs some arms and a face, but we'll get to that later. I have to spend an obnoxious amount of time trying to figure out how I want their faces to look and try not to give anything eyebrows because I keep ruining things with eyebrows. If I can find the photo of the cactus guy that I made for my sister, I will put it here. Well, I don't know if I want to say that you're in luck because I found it, but I did find it. My sister swears she loves it, but those eyebrows. Alright, now that Millie's almost done, I had to put arms on her. I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do with all of that, so I eventually decided on going with one pink and one mint green sleeve. The green sleeve will be for her best friend because she wanted to match a little bit but still do her own thing. And that'll be it from Millie for a little while. We're going to move on to the next doll. For the second doll, I went with my usual, and I went with an ice cream theme. I made the shoes dark chocolate brown. I gave her beige pants and a mint green shirt, and a medium brown for her hair. I thought space buns would be super cute for an ice cream theme, and that's where this doll got her name. This is Sammy Scoops. Like I did with Millie, I went around the side and back of Sammy's head with duplicate stitches to give her the hairline that I wanted. I didn't want her to have a weird bowl cut sort of hairline, so I added some duplicate stitches to the side and to the back in a sort of like tapered pattern and just evened it all out so it was a little bit more natural. I guess that's the term I'm going with. It's a doll, but you know what I mean. Once I got Sammy's space buns all sewn on, I'm going to attach her arms. I decided to just give her mint green arms and not match with Millie. The reason for that is I actually made all the pieces for Sammy first and stopped in the middle to make Millie. So what I did was halfway backwards from what you're seeing. I know that's really confusing, but when I started editing my video, I worked on what I had, which was a completed Millie and only parts of Sammy because she wasn't finished yet. So that's just how my workflow was. It's a little behind the scenes of my creative chaos, I guess. Looking back, now that Sammy and Millie are completed, I probably would have added a pink sleeve or blue shoes or something from Millie's color scheme and added that to Sammy's. That way they had a little piece of each other. But I didn't think of that until after I had finished them and I was already attached, so that is a mistake on my part. I'm going to add arms and then give her shirt some chocolate chips because she can't have a mint chocolate chip theme without the chips. The faces are really hard. I spent a lot of time doodling different faces, looking at emojis, going back through my own plushies to see what faces I have done in the past, maybe see if something would fit. And now that they had names, it kind of put a lot of pressure on me to make them fit their themes. Usually I don't worry about that. I just have a picture in my head and go with whatever that looks like. I decided that I was going to either embroider or paint the faces. I only have 16 or 20 millimeter safety eyes, and with eyes that big, Millie and Sammy would look like bugs, and that wasn't what I was trying to go for, so painting was the way to go. I went with a happy closed eyes and eyelash style of eyes for Sammy and plain open eyes for Millie, which I deeply regret. I tried to fix her eyes with some eyebrows. You can have your opinion on that, absolutely. It's just not my favorite face, but my daughter really, really likes them both, so that's what matters to me. Now that we're at the end of the video, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I hope that you like Millie and Sammy as much as I do. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more, hit the bell to be notified when I upload next, and thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!